think you can figure out the plot of this deck. Hello everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I'm playing with Lilah, Undefeated Slickshot. This is a Thunder Junction commander that recently got a huge boost because she's able to copy and plot any spells that are multicolored instants or sorceries. And in this deck, we have a whole bunch of Izzet and Prismari spells, which Lilah can double up. We also just got a bunch of very interesting tech from the Alchemy set, including a card, Inspiring Easel, that doesn't just help you ramp for your instants and sorceries, but can make your instants and sorceries multicolored, so Lilah can plot them and cast them again. In this deck, we're going to be making loads of mana with cards like Summit Fest Closing Ceremony and Seething Song, then casting some huge spells, Magma Opus, Rapturous Moment, Discovered a Formula, and because Lilah has an interesting ability, we can also cheat some spells. Lilah is going to see cards like Invert, which you cast for 1 mana, and then plot the entire spell, allowing you to cast Invent for 0 mana your next turn, searching for an instant in sorcery, like maybe Temporal Manipulation and a Lightning Bolt, so you can take more turns, take out your opponent's threats, and flash it back to do it again. Lilah is a does it all, Izzet queen, I would say, and she's going to be doing an awful lot in the queue with the other Prismari creatures that we had from the recent Strixhaven set. So let's take Lilah into the queue and see what this hot shot's got to plot. Anina, Natural Parallelist, is really strong because this has an on trigger when you cast ability that just generates a ton of value. Dragon Hunt I'm going to drop since I have this Lightning Bolt, and I am absolutely going to try to bolt Anina, because if she gets to stick around, well, that's the danger zone right there. I could have a hasty Ragavan without having to dash it, so that's definitely what I'd like to do. We're going to use Swift Spear's Teachings into Ragavan with haste. Now I still have Lightning Bolt mana, and I've exiled a Pull from Tomorrow. Yes, it's X-cost spells. Whenever they cast an X-cost spell, they conjure a creature of that cost. It's kind of like Momir, except it's just free value. Speaking of free value, Library of Alexandria, a card that is in this format for some reason. I'm gonna use this so I can swing in. See what I get. A Blue Sun Zenith. Well, I'm not using that. You know, I will actually play the Signet and burn both treasures. I have this Splatter Technique, which I think is actually a very good card to potentially plot, since I can use it the first time around to draw 4, and then hold it as a free emergency board wipe. So let's see what I can draw. Steam Vents. I'd like to draw 4 cards. And that way, even if they are getting the X-cost value, I'll probably be able to kill the things. Lilah swings in. Next turn, I'll have enough mana for a couple different options, including some cool multicolored stuff, so I can start plotting my victory. What if they're considering killing or bouncing one of these? They have 7 mana to work with for X-cost spells, since Anina taps for 2 mana. They're going to steal Lilah. Rude. I can bounce it back into my hand. Or I could wipe the board. I'm gonna use my tablet of discovery to see what I mill. Cool. A land. I'll swing in with Ragavan. And I'm gonna burn the board. Lilah, come back to me! And I have 5 mana for instants and sorceries because of tablet. Anina, they gotta fetch. I'd love to double this, but I think that it's fine to just use it for value. Let me set up to do more stuff. Like, play, ooh, am I feeling Indris or Stormkill? Not feeling Indris. Indris draws me cards and puts Lightning Bolt with Storm in my deck, which is awesome. I love Lightning Bolts with Storm. Lightning Bolt is good. Lightning Bolt with Storm is better. I'll Surveil and draw. And I'll also just draw. Illuminating Lash. Perfect. The thing that kills Anina. Also draws me more cards. Thank you, Indris. They might have a protective spell here. Or they might just be fetching for the heck of it. Yeah, they're just fetching to not hold priority. Ooh, a Mox Amber. I can play that. It technically lets me hold up 1 more mana, and it draws me a card here. Cool. Bad first bolt, but what about second bolt? Yeah, we're playing Lilah because of cards that were in Strixhaven Alchemy. So it's cool that we get to see an Anina. Cool, Vigorous Growth. Somebody likes Momir Vig. This is another Momir Vig card, but unlike unlike Anina, who just gives you the card, you have to discard as part of this. This is just cast good X-cost spells and get a little something something. Alright, Pool Vigorous Growth. You could discard a card and pay 3 and get a random 3-drop. But can it take out my Indris? Probably not. Oh, Draina, though. You got a mythic rare. Not a useful mythic rare, but you got a mythic rare. Mystic Sanctuary. Which of these do I want on top? I think Ashling's Command. Play Lilah. I'll discover the formula. Draws it, puts it into my hand, and discounts it. I didn't have anything multicolored I can cast for 1 mana, but this is a Lightning Bolt with Storm, so yes, I'm definitely firing it off. I love Lightning Bolt with Storm. There's 4 of them in my deck. Yeah, this Draina very much is a card that was good. Is it still good? No. But it's fine. Yeah, I got another Stormbolt off of my Stormbolt since Indris drew me more cards. I remember when I was starting to build Brawl decks and 3-mana Draina was in Arena, I would try to fit it into decks and it would just never be strong enough. Even in +1/+1 counter themes or vampire themed decks. Nice Leech. I think we just have lethal though. Just how do I do it? Opus is the biggest, but it requires too many clicks. So I'm gonna go Stormkill Artist. Lightning Bolt. Didn't really use Lilah too much, except for that duplicating the splatter, but that got me 4 cards and then a board wipe, so definitely worth it. GG, Anina. Terra Herald of Hope. I ran into one of these before that unfortunately got kind of mana screwed. It was unfortunate since it meant they did not get to do too much reanimating. I guess it was good for me since it meant I didn't have to deal with the scary cards that they can bring back from beyond by just hitting me in the face and paying 2 mana. I needed another land, so that's great. And we have the easel in hand. So, Inspiring Easel, the reason we're playing Lilah, lets me make things into multicolored spells. Though, all of these are already multicolored, but that's, you know, that's just a bonus. I will play the Inspiring Easel, and I could double up this Arcane Infusion. Sure, why not? Gives me a higher chance of hitting. Magma Opus, I could also use the Easel to incorporate this and double it. So if I cast it for free, which is ideally how I'm casting it, I'll get a little bit more out of it. All right, so we have a Selfless Savior in play. I can just double this. Do I want to just play Lilah or Paradigm Shifter? Paradigm Shifter, because I have the Easel, should actually ramp up into a Paradigm. Against Terra, I think they will have a lot of removal, especially removal stapled to creatures. I can do this again. Not gonna put it on the Opus. Yeah, they can protect Terra with the doggy. Loran Gnome Easel! Aww. This still taps for 2, but it means I can't capstone next turn. Dead, thank you for the sub. Yeah, I got the big infusion here. I feel like just going for big infusion. Yeah, I'll do it at sorcery speed even, since it might get me some really nice spells. All right, Summit Fest or Prismari Charm. Prismari Charm against those two is really good, but Summit Fest is kind of cracked. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna go for Prismari Charm. Slick Sequence. Broadside Barrage. Barrage is big enough to kill Terra. I will hold the Prismari Charm. And if I use it on the Selfless Savior and Loran, they'll sacrifice the Selfless Savior to save Loran. Terra, but with no haste. They mill. They milled Selfless Spirit and Takenuma, so now they have 2 different protective creatures. I'm trying to just get rid of the dog so I can use the barrage to hit Terra next turn. We got the Paradigm Shifter. Am I at 7? Oh, I'm at 7 mana. Sorry, Lilah. Wait, do I want to go for it now? No, I'm going to go for the Lilah this turn. Because you know me. I'm always plotting. I get to discard. I'll discard. And now, next turn, I'll have another Barrage for free. But it's sorcery speed. Talisman of Indulgence. They can replay Terra. Or they could use a Chupacabra Echo to kill my commander. Me asked where I got this shirt. This is one of the Pride shirts from MTG Pro Shop. Every June, they come out with a different design. So give it a couple weeks and there's going to be another one. Hopefully it's a really cute one. I really want to use Lilah. I'm just going to go for the capstone. Show me what I got. Wow, that was good hits. Okay. Yes, I'll absolutely take an extra turn spell. And Prismari Command, I will deal 2 and destroy an artifact. Deal 2 and destroy Boros Signet. You gonna let both of us draw? Okay. To reduce the chance of hitting a land, I will grab a land. Bolt the Chupacabra Echo to clear the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do I have enough for the super mega ultra doubled magma opus? Crazy. Well, now I do. I have a rapturous moment. This happens at first main. I will draw. I will discard. Discard these, the fetch and a basic. I have so much mana. What do I don't even know what I do with this much mana. This is an overwhelming amount of mana. Lilah, I'm just playing you. Lilah and, discovered a formula. It might not be multicolored. It doesn't need to be. Unexpected windfall. Drop the sink to stupor. And I have the broadside barrage here, but like, no target. Josh lets them discard and draw. Yeah, I think the best way to learn how to play Magic, if you're just starting out, is by playing. Either playing with people in person, having them kind of show you the rules and talk through things, or, you know, just play Arena. Arena's got a pretty good tutorial. Move my commander to the commands, I'm fine. Okay, so they removed my commander. And that's all right. I don't need my commander. I need to make a storm. Flames of Anwar. I'm actually just gonna draw. Oh my god, I have a wizard. I have a wizard? Whoa! That's awesome. Did you guys know I had a wizard? And Monaco's playing? Thank you, Ash, for the sub. Thank you for using your Prime to help support the channel while we do wizard business. All right, 1,000-Year Storm. Oh, we've cast a couple spells this turn. Don't you worry. I'm going to use the Tablet of Discovery because it's actually just 2 for 2 here. See what we mill. It is Flashback. Oh, that is absolutely happening. But first, I need mana. I need more mana than you've ever seen. Wait! Come back! I need to spend that. Obliterating you! Cloud, ex-soldier. Going to swing in with some big equipment and draw them some cards. I believe Cloud cares about having 7 power, and you can get some treasures too. Nice. That's a very good equipment to help protect them from me and my spells, except Dragonfire Blade specifically says monocolored spells. I'm a multicolored spells deck. Ignore that there's only 1 in my hand. We're still a multicolored spells deck. Tifa Lockhart. Ah, somebody's finalizing their fantasies. Tifa can easily get to 7 power. But Cloud doesn't care about that. This is the Tifa that doubles with landfall. And I wonder if they're doing like a Final Fantasy VII theme deck. I get it. It's a cool game. I liked playing it when I was, I think, 10 years old. Because I didn't play it when it came out. Played it a little later. Tifa grows. You could give her the stick. You could give her that stick. So yeah, this is still a Voltron deck, just Tifa's hanging out. I could get ready to blast a sword, since Sword of Fire and Ice would be a problem for me. I'd like to play Lilah, though. I can go for the Unexpected Windfall this turn to set up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play Brawl. I'm looking at the amount of damage that they're likely to do.
Hold this lightning rod? Thanks.
Prismar, you're awesome. You're not what I want right now. Sword of Fire and Ice, followed by a landfall, means they can kill Brawl, but they'd have to attack him. And the reason why I want that to happen is it means this doesn't trigger. They've spent their whole turn doing that, and I got a scry to help me set up. Ooh, I also have a temporal manipulation, which I am going to fire off here because it should set me up to do a double spell. Temporal manipulation, cast it, do the thing. Lilah, I'm going to say right now, is not a wizard. There are wizards in the deck. She is not a wizard. I know it is sad. We all want her to be a wizard. But she's a rogue. Lilah. Flame of Anor. And I will destroy the Sword of Fire and Ice. No icy hot for you, young lady. You can kill Lilah if you have a kill spell. At least I'll have gotten value. Yeah, Lilah will, unless they interrupt the casting of the spell with something like Reprieve, exile the spell, let me cast it again. So I can maybe destroy another sword or destroy a creature. Ooh, okay, so they're going to protect it for a turn. That means that because that has hexproof, this didn't resolve. And they get a nice hit in. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. You want to give her another sword? You have another land. Good news, not another land. Bad news, they do get to draw a card and deal 2 damage to my face. An ill-timed explosion. She has protection from those colors, so it doesn't work. I would like to draw 4 cards. Did I have a sound effect? Yes, it makes the little Kiraga sound effect. It's really cute. I can play Ragavan here. Just to try to distract damage from me. Yeah, sure. No, nah. It's one of those things where it's like, I would take 1, but prevent 2. They get a land. At least it's not a fetch. Here comes Cloud. Cloud's grabbing a sword. The sword of body and mind, because he's been working out. I think that's actually lethal damage. Directing the 2 from the fire and ice at my face. And it looks like that protection comes through. You might not have a buster sword. Are you still busting through? Wait, was it too short? I miscounted. Shame that the protection is genuinely what is like stopping that from doing anything here. All right, I will splatter technique. I'm trying to decide if I can Archmage first. Splatter technique. Draw 4. Looking at what I have. Okay. If I roll, he might kill me. Rapturous Moment. Nice VV. Dropping you 2. I get a bunch of mana. Rapturous Moment will be castable on another turn. Can I get another turn? Using up 3 mana gets me Time Warp. Normally I go for Invert Invent. I take an extra turn. I swing in for 7. Alright, I have to discard to hand size. I'll discard Broadside Barrage. It doesn't even have a target other than Lilah here. I can bank extra mana. Okay, tap this here. Archmage of Runes. Rapturous Moment. We're drawing and discarding and drawing some more. Oh, to do such juggling. Land and land. We got Summit Fest closing ceremony. This is perfect. Help me get closer. Cyber Siphoner. You already know. Taking another threat, adding it to the pile. How about a Seething Song? The Time Warp. Oh, we're gonna do it again. Let there be a storm. Now, sometimes off by 2 is what it takes. I might actually just be able to end the game this turn, too. That is my hope. You see me, like, looking up, like, yeah, okay, yep, that's doing things. Arcane Infusion. Could hit Flashback. Electrolyze. It whiffs, but it gets plotted. Speaking of plots, we're gonna go to 2 damage and draw 2, discard 2. I think I can kill them this turn. I don't even need the extra turn. And we get there! Cloud and Tifa! Listen, it's not my ship, but they packed a pretty powerful punch. Mikey and Leo, not to be confused with Mikey and Leo, the +1/+1 counters. This is Mikey and Leo, which is +1/+1 counters and tokens. One of them makes the tokens, and the other one gives everyone counters. I have an early blocker, some removal that hopefully I'll get to, and they will probably lead with some scales cards. And Mikey will make them some food. Ooh, just kidding. I ain't leading with Sonar. I'm leading with Ragavan. Are you running free counter spells? Or is that like a Solitude? Solitude? I totally get it. I'll swing in with Ragavan, see if they block. Yeah, this is Mikey and Leo that are partners, not Mikey and Leo, the team-up card. No, Solitude would hold priority in an empty board. It doesn't need a target to enter play and then die. Okay, there's Uro. The cards I have here, I don't really want to cast right now. So I could either, like, play these out. But since this person seems to be on... Is this just going to be, like, Sultai good stuff with these two? I don't know, 5-color good stuff? Maybe I just want to play Lilah instead. It's like, I have an opportunity to. We can just take it. Yeah, if your deck does not start playing cards that have anything to do with Mikey and Leo, I'm going to be very disappointed. I built my Mikey and Leo as Abzan scales. You could do it as just Selesnya. Okay, there we go. There's a token-generating creature. And there's Michelangelo. Please don't kill Michelangelo to kill one of my creatures. That will make me sad. He just wants to eat pizza! Oh my god, no, you can just make a blocker. None of these have trample! Okay, do you kill Lilah or Sonar? They killed Lilah. Well, I'll deal 1 damage to Grist and 1 damage to your face. Then I'll tap and make a treasure. Yeah, damn, Mikey, eaten by bugs. They've de-Lila'd me. Yes. Can you escape Uro this turn? I think if you get a blue source, you can. Oh no, they only have 4 in the graveyard. They still bolted us in. You could play Leo. I've got a goblin. Do you like goblins? Huh. Human. And I've got a wild idea. The idea is I have no idea what to expect from you because you're in 5 colors. So I may as well put an extra turn card. It was Force of Will! You punk, you're in a 5-color deck. What are you doing that for? And they just hard cast it, by the way. Like, they're just like, yeah, I'll pay 5 mana. It was Force of Will. Now they can bring out Uro. Steals 5, not 6, so it can't kill that. No, this is just a 5-color good stuff pile. Like, cool. It works. But it makes me very sad that they're using partner commanders to do this instead of, like, you know, anything else. These two have really good synergy. So it's a shame to not see that synergy get used. Please throw that at my face. I know you won't, but I wish you would. Yeah, boo this person. Boo! Some of us have to work hard for our silly piles to work. I could Lilah invent. Well, do the invert to get the invent later. But I probably should just get rid of the bombardiers. That's the trouble. Is like, I don't want to have to spend my turn doing that. Let's do it on their turn. Oh, Opus. I have the mana. Sorin of House Markov truly is a pile.
Famine nips at our heels.
I will deal... Do I want to just set up for a board wipe next turn? No, that's so much effort. I will deal 2 to you, 2 to this. Tap, tap. Oh, wait. Actually... 2... and 2. I will tap a blue source and a green source, and I'm just gonna take that hit. Or do I want to hit the Pyrogoyf? I'm sorry, this is me having to work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yep, that'll work. Call it discouragement from you attacking. Prevents them from casting the Uro post-combat. And, like, they can still attack with the Pyrogoyf. But if they do, it will trade with the Elemental. Thank you. Cool. Lilah is safe for a turn. Maybe. Possibly. And we can do our really cool invert and vent move. Maybe, possibly. Because Uro will gain life, they can flip Sorin. Unless, of course, they don't play it here. Okay, I see what they're doing. They're just playing Leonardo first, sure. I mean, this Sorin on the backside can make food every turn. Are you swinging in or something? Sure, okay. It is matchmaking. You sure do hit some piles. Leonardo and Mikey are gonna get big. Chunk it up. Oh, let's get crazy on this. I invent for the low cost of free. And I am inventing an extra turn and extra mana. Using the Easel Weasel, I'm gonna incorporate a little extra mana into the Summit Fest closing ceremony. I'm gonna cast the extra turn this turn because I have it. Not gonna swing in. Go to the next turn. Summit Fest closing ceremony. It's going to get me a lot of mana. And it gets double. I'll use some of that mana for an experimental overload. Grabbing the temporal manipulation, putting it in my hand, I am then going to double it and pass it to the next guy. This is what you get for not actually playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle deck. Play tokens. Tokens are cool. You do this? You play a pile? Shameful. I'll take it. I'll swing with Lilah. I don't need Lilah anymore. I got 3 turns in a row. You want to double block? You're dead either way. Don't. Please stop rubbing your face against the lettuce, honey. I want you to eat it. She wants to rub her face on it. Oh, there we go. Good girl. That's slightly off camera. Here. I love cats. Anyway, this helps me fill for time while our opponent burns through all their ropes. Great! They burned through their ropes. Let's do the time warp again and again and again and again. Sup, nerd? Die! You block, I'll trigger all the prowess. I can. I'm just trying to make this go faster for all of us. Aw, Scratch, you're so cute. You're not built for eating lettuce, but you love lettuce so much. The lettuce needed to smell like her first for her to want to eat it. Yeah, she's like a turtle. Or a bunny. And we win. We didn't actually end the game. But we could have, eventually. Rydia, Summoner of Mist. This is a Saga's commander that loots on landfall. Or is it rummages on landfall? Probably that. Yeah, it discards and then draws. I have a little bit of removal. Hopefully I can draw some cards, because I can actually use Dragon Hunt or Arcane Infusion to just try to get more cards. Nice, there's a land. And I'm immediately just going to surveil while my kitty cat eats some kitty snacks. Oh, 4 mana. I do have 4 cost stuff. I'll keep it. Hi, Rydia. I think it's worth using the Glacial Dragon Hunt to try to filter and kill. I'll drop the Opus. And I can use this again from the graveyard later. Yeah, I have a lot of cards with flashback, or that give flashback, or that put cards back in my hand. Anything to just keep casting more spells. Ooh, 6! Oh, 6 of them. I'll play Lilah. So please don't hurt her. I know I hurt your commander, but please don't hurt mine. They got an Azusa, and they get a land in hand. I think that any burn that would kill Lilah would kill her without the block here, because you're usually running bolts over, like, shocks. A Tireless Provisioner, followed by Landfall and more Landfall. Nope, not more Landfall. Let's see. I think I could Infusion and then Dragon Hunt. Or I could just go for the Rawl's Outburst. I think the Rawl's Outburst, it's more guaranteed. So try to kill this Tireless Provisioner here. And then this will get exiled. Cracking a Mountain. And an untimely malfunction. They redirect it, but the prowess saves her. Brawl or Indress? I already have Zephi in hand. So I think Brawl to, like, bridge the gap in the middle. And then I'll attack in with Lilah, because I don't think they'll trade. They're gonna trade? Really? With a 6 in play? Alright, sweet. I mean, yeah, I'll take that. Oh, Scraps, you're so cute. Scraps loves multicolored spells. Or she just likes getting treats and eating lettuce. You want lettuce? No? Okay, more lettuce for me. Don't bite me! You can bite the lettuce, don't bite me! Cats are so funny. They're going to tutor for a specific land. Fabled Passage. That is like a very good late game fetch to just keep repeating. I guess this is just Rydia landfall with probably like Fenrir and a few other sagas, Titan, that care about lands. Here's the saga. It's a dogga. I have this free Brawl's Outburst, so I'm gonna use it to try to kill this Provisioner again. Okay, is it Charm or Talisman? I'll take the Talisman. I'll play this. I will infuse the Opus, but I'm going to bring back the Dragon Hunt. I keep spinning my wheels. I was looking for a board wipe. Awesome. I found one. I'll drop Arcane Infusion. I'll bop the Buppy. Do you have to drop a non-land on that? Yeah, you do. Wild. Yeah, they can keep retracing. But I didn't have anything that could kill 6 in one shot until now. Ooh, Feekin Green Shell, though. That's a good one. They're gonna regrowth Sylvan Scrying. For Pit of Offerings, to exile the 2 cards from my graveyard. Okay, my cat's still here, blocking some of the cards in my graveyard with part of her little silly kitty face. Here's that Provisioner. They get a 3rd card, too. I think you could hit Magma Opus. Since, like, if I do get a way to recast it from the graveyard, especially for free, that would be good. I wouldn't get that. So yeah, they're hitting Opus, Dragon Hunt, Arcane Infusion. Oh, hi, Vivi. I will drop... Against them, I'm gonna say... Brawl and Siphoner. Dealing 4 to each of these. And I can tutor. Or I could set up Vivi. I think playing the Vivi here will be good. Get me some damage, get me some mana. This is Nerf Vivi that has to tap for the mana, but I can use the mana on either player's turn, and it's Vivi. It's Vivi. Oh, Famished Worldsire. How many lands are you gonna devour? Yum, 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 yum. All my lands get munched up on a 24-24. All right, let's see how many lands they had in the top 24 cards of their library. Bye, Scraps. I was like, how could they have Fabled Passage? It is actually Echoing Deeps. That is how. I'm going to play Zephyr the Tempest. Cast the Discover the Formula for free. Ooh, Burgie, Electrolyze, Solve. I do need to leave something for blocking, and I think Burgie's going to be my best choice for that. It doesn't have Trample. It's fine. Rydia's gonna use that Landfall to get a little bit of discard and a lot of bit of draw. Yeah, we just gotta hope that they don't have Chapter 2 of Summon Fat Chocobo, which gives Trample. We're throwing Burgie under the bus. I don't need her. I don't. They keep discarding. That's a Bahamut. No, we've seen a Saga. We've seen two. We've seen Bahamut and Fenrir. It ain't much, but it is Sagas. That's true. Those would be good in this deck anyway. Oh, they dropped a Heroic Intervention. No fear. Ramanop lets them replay from their graveyard. You have so many in your graveyard, though. I can't even see what you have. Okay. They're attacking. I'm blocking. She gets turned into Hamburger. For the low cost of free. This is possibly what I'd be tutoring for anyway. Summit Fest Closing Ceremony. What a silly card. We'll solve the equation. And we'll solve for Temporal Manipulation. Yeah, you've seen this. You've seen this one before. If you've been watching me play this deck, you've seen this movie. Over and over and over. Alright, I should be playing Lilah for some of these. So I get them again for free! Just throw her under the bus. Yeah, the Burgie bus. And I will tap your Excavator. Veil of Summer. That is a blue spell, so that actually does work. Monkey. Oh, let's see what I draw. They're blocking with Rydia. And then I think we just swing in. Oh, that also works. I have a wizard, so I will draw 2, deal 5. Me draw, you die, and then swing in. Because I don't think they have anything with their last 2 cards. But I also don't know. They don't have anything. Good. Kintorius History Chaser. If you have a card leave your graveyard while he's in play, you get a 3/2. And that 3/2 Spirit can get Double Strike and Vigilance off a simple -4. Kintorius also gives you card advantage, a very rare thing in these colors, and gets played with a lot of really good discard synergy, because you can actually have things that exile the cards from the graveyard, or cast things from the graveyard, or just exile things as they are discarded, like they hit the graveyard, they go into exile, and then Kintorius says, ooh, a free Spirit, and card advantage. Oh, hey, Smuggling Copter. Will they play the Archive? I'd really like to play Lilah. I kind of feel like I should be bolting this Goblini, though. Maybe even playing Sapphire Collector. because I can get a 1-drop spell off this, and I actually have both of these here, which is not really what I want. Yeah, if you're wondering, Amy, why not grab Wash Away? The answer is because I cut it from the deck. I took out almost every counter spell outside of, like, I think 1 or 2 modal spells, because Lilah, you know, they messed with matchmaking. We'll just make it so we are as on theme as possible. We got multicolored spells.
Together we can dig even faster.
They may discard a card. They have discarded a card. They've discarded many cards. Ooh, a Carnosaur. Vanquish the Horde. That's a big board wipe. I have these extra turns. I feel like I should take at least one. I can even return one to hand, but I wouldn't be using it very much this turn. I just keep chaining them. Not what I want. That doesn't leave me with 4, but I could play you and Sapphire Collector and just hope one of the 2 of you lives. Gotta go haste. These are just 2 gals with prowess.
Stay away from the dig site.
Sapphire Collector also lets me flashback cards from the graveyard. And will eventually give me a Mock Sapphire, possibly this upcoming turn. Whoa, you're telling Lilah to get lost? That's rude. Ooh, Blood Age Muster. This will also be making spirits, but the spirits are actually 2/2 versions of these different cards, some of which have relevant abilities for Contorious. Speaking of spirits, Skyclave Apparition, I am not going to be getting the mocks because they are exiling my creature. Looks like we're just going to go back on our chaining extra turns bunkness. I was hoping to, like, I don't know, try to get the replacement effect on Experimental Overload with Lilah. Today is not that day. Me, extra turn. I know it's boring. Listen, I'm looking for stuff. Human. This is actually a very cool card. I don't believe I have enough to cast any of the paradigms, though, or I would absolutely go for it. Am I dead with the double strike next turn? I think I'm okay. And now, of the paradigms, if you feel like you are safe, you can go for Echo Casting. If you're just looking to bring back a big cool card, you can go for the one in white, since this helps you fix your mana. But in this deck, it's gonna be Improvisation Capstone most of the time. Now, the things that you cast for free are not cast from your hand, so Lilah doesn't count them. And that's all right. Okay, they're tripling their tokens with our talk. Yeah, they can talk the talk. And they can exile the Slickshot. Oh my god, triple exile. They're gonna exile the Shifter, the Slickshot, and the Talisman. Ah, that's why talk's in there. Move my commander to the command zone? Yes, I would like it to not be permanently exiled. I will be getting a 3/3 and a 2/2 token. If I live. Which... I don't think I do. I don't. Tatyova Benthic Druid draws cards and gains life just by having lands enter. I would say that this is definitely a stronger commander, just added space than Lilah, but that's not going to stop me from trying to take her down. Being asked if I have tried Riftbound. Yes, I have played some Riftbound. You can actually see me on Shuffle Up and Play, which is Tolarian Community College's video, playing Riftbound. I need lands. I have some discounts, though. Some discounts, some draws. How do I like it? I think it's fine, but a lot of my enjoyment of it is that it's reminiscent of Legends of Runeterra, which I also liked. It's the same developers. Like, it's the same team of people made Runeterra and Riftbound. Also, I like League of Legends stuff. I'm one of those unfortunate people that actually cares about League of Legends lore, and it's like, it's so sad that I care. I could Seething Song, Brawl, Big Score. Dropping Opus. How do I feel about that? That sounds fun. I forgot the Seething Song. That's fine. I'll play Brawl. He discounts my stuff. Did they ever update the win con for multiplayer games in Riftbound? I don't know. I haven't kept up with the rulings. But I know a lot of the competitive players, since they're my friends, because they're also Magic players. Alright, let's see what we can see. A Seething Song. I got a heads, but I don't think I want to flip him yet. Summit Fest Closing Ceremony. Lets me spend 4 mana to make 5. No, 6. Alright, now that I've gotten 2 of these triggers, I'm actually fine with flipping Roll. This way he has 4 loyalty.
The world has given me so many new ideas.
And I can even just plus him again if I want more of the discount, depending on what I draw. And I think I do.
Testing is ahead of schedule.
You already know what I'm up to. Doing the time warp. All on 3 lands. You think you got mana. You wish. I think I'll drop Critique. Since Opus can kill both of these. What a turn. What a turn. I love it when it works. Now, I could hold these treasures to go for the Opus next turn. I'm going to use one of them so I can play Lilah this turn. I got a land. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is unfortunately 8, so I wouldn't be able to use it here, but I can still minus roll, kill the Oracle of Moldiah. Yeah, I know you have a Crater Hoof Behemoth on top of your deck. Indris is going to put 4 Lightning Bolts with Storm into my deck, and I'm going to swing in with Lilah. Thanks to the power of extra turns, I have as much mana as they do. If you, by the way, get to this guy's ult, like, that's cool. We have a lot of high-cost instant and sorceries in our deck, and silly instants and sorceries. We're playing a lot of, I'll describe them as splashy cards in this deck. Since they tapped the Merrily Pixie, I can technically minus again here to try to draw to stuff. I am going to do that. Overdoing the discount because I wouldn't be able to cast this.
Excitingly electrolytic.
Whatever you say, Rawl. Whatever you say. The front side of Burgi is better for storming. The back side might be better for just card selection here. And they're going to leave anyway because I'm thinking. We can't be having that. Thinking. Corvold, Thaycursed King. I see discounts. I see those counts. I see a little bit of damage, and they're going to be drawing a lot of cards by sacrificing things, whether it's lands or creatures or treasures. Corvold's a very hungry dragon, and he's out for a snack. I could see this being a nice enough start. We'll make it go. I'm not even waiting, because I know the kind of thing I want to surveil to. And I also hate holding priority. Experimental Overload. Well, that's a fun card, so I'm going to keep it there. This lets me bring back some of the very powerful spells and give a body. I haven't actually cast it with Lilah out, but I think it should work with the funky little plot ability. Brawl to discount my instants and sorceries, eventually flipping over. And they're ramping. They're sacrificing a land to get 2 more. Not really worth a lash, but since this sets up for card draw, I might go for it anyway. I think I'm more likely to just play Lilah this next turn since I have so many good multicolored spells to set up. Ooh, hi, Chandra. Chandra's cool because, like, even if my creatures die, next turn I should be able to play a baddie. She's a goodie, too. I don't think you play Corvold here since you'd have to sacrifice, like, Spring Broom and... Yeah, I think removing Lilah's fine. They know it potentially will be giving me good stuff. They don't know what good stuff, because this is probably the first time they've ever seen Lilah. But that's okay. First time for everything. I'll iterate. You want to flip on the first one? Fine.
I need volunteers to get slightly
Okay.
electrocuted.
Time Warp in hand. I already have a land. So yeah, I'll put this in exile. It's until the
Supercharged and
next turn.
super
Yeah,
ready.
okay. I'll spike this so they have one fewer thing to sacrifice to Corvold. They surveil. Putting Mayhem Devil away. Oh, really? Mayhem Devil? That's a good one. I am now able to bring back either of these cards. Get Rog! Oh, that thing's got haste. Bye, Roll! It's been Roll nice seeing ya.
I'll be back in my lab.
I can Time Warp. It doesn't do that much in this current, like, setup, though. I'd love to, like, figure out... Do I have time for, like, Lilah taking off a turn, doing this, doing that? The problem is I have very few cards that can deal with Get Rog. Since it is big. And none of these deal 5 damage. Broadside Barrage, if I could find it, would deal 5. But now I have a silly little commander for them to deal with again. Get Rog lets them sacrifice their creatures and draw based on the power, then put some lands into play. They gotta think through what they want. Because they could play Murderous Rider, sacrifice it to Get Rog monster. They could just play their commander. It looks like they're not setting up for any sacrifice. They're just swinging in. 6 damage. Six damage is a lot. I'm down to 16. Oh, no, please don't make us both sacrifice. You can just plus. It's fine. Nope, there goes Lilah again. All right. We're past the point where Lilah is going to do much of anything, which is too bad.
I do quite enjoy.
I can lash this, though, and I think that's going to be my move. I will kill Liliana so she can't get them more.
Well, this was unpleasant.
I'll play Chandra. Draws me another card. And since I don't have anything to cast off the red, I'll exile the top card. It was a land, and deal 2 damage to their face. You're Ramp! And you're a way to copy a Time Warp. And you're a way to copy a Time Warp. It's like Izzet does one thing, but it does it really well. Jadar makes zombies that go away each turn. But if you don't have a zombie at the end of your turn, you get another one. A zombie with decay, specifically, so if they play this, that's fine. Ooh, a goat! A snack for my woe strider. Yeah, this is a classic Brawl commander. It is a card that was actually introduced for the purpose of Brawl. which is weird to think about, but that is a thing.
This'll be easy.
I will iterate. Probably just going to Ashling's command since these are all 2 power. Flame of Anor, Prismari Charm, or a land. I'd actually really like a land to play this turn, so I'm going to put the Charm in hand. Anor into library, Arid Mesa away. I'm going to go for... Actually, I can take the extra turn first. No, I'm doing this. 2 damage, 2 treasures. So 2 damage to your stuff, 2 treasures for me. And now if you play Corvold, I will bounce it. Since Corvold needs to stick around. They get 3 scries here, though. So they can sacrifice these creatures, since they would all die anyway. Yeah, this was part of the Brawl precons. The 4 Brawl precon commanders were Corvold, Chulane, Lilah, and the odd duck out that saw no play really outside of anything, Sir Gwyn! Mardu Knights! Yep, Mardu Knights. Y'all remember that one, right? Finding the old gods does let them kill Chandra. I could bounce it back into my hand using Prismari Charm. That worth a treasure and a charm? Yeah, it is. Yes, Arcane Signet originated from it. I like my repeated ramp. Good. Okay. Brawl. I can use him to double overload to bring back 2 things here.
There's a storm coming.
Since I'm 1 short on time warping. And it should give me a couple of weirds. I think 1 weird will be smaller than the other, though. Yeah, Esper Knights was a different precon, but it was a good precon. How about the Ashling's Command iteration that's been changed? Nice. So now I have 2 biggies. This, by the way, will sacrifice itself in a turn. But if they play Corvold, they could eat it up, since they don't really care about Death Touch. The giant flying dragon does not need Death Touch. Would you play this in the Ashling precon? I mean, it copies an elemental, but it is an elemental, but it's not an evocable one. Since it's an instant. Here comes Corvold. I gotta fetch land to get some extra draw. So what are you snacking on, Corvold? Binding? Binding. Dead in chat is asking what I think the most fun way of playing Eldrazi is in Brawl. You know, with the new matchmaking, you could give Eldrazi Typal a try instead of just green ramp off something like Hawk and Raphaelos or Azusa, because that's what works. That's the tried and true. But it sucks. Like, I never want to see it again in my life.
This lightning strikes a lot more than wax.
Yeah, like Ulalek. Wait, does Ashling not care if something is a creature? No, it says elemental permanent spells. It doesn't work on an instant. And library, exile, do it again. Get this here. Swing in for 6. I have 2 extra turns. I think I should be able to close it out here. Okay, do any of y'all bounce? This does. So, like, yeah, I can grab Time Warp, but I don't need it, so I won't take it. Prismari Command. Bounce Corvold. Critique the Hobbit. Hobbit, you've been doing a terrible job. Swinging for lethal. A weird way to win, but a way to win nonetheless. Corvold, Fakehurst King again. Sometimes with the new matchmaking, you do go back to back, which is kind of silly. What do I want to drop here? I'll drop the rock. I don't need no stinking rocks. You'll get me a rock. I'll play Brawl to discount those instants and sorceries. Ignore that this one can't be discounted. Oh, hey, Brawl. Look, it's you! As a child, on the day that you got stabbed and your boyfriend cheated on you. Isn't that fun? Don't you love hearing about that? Ooh, somebody's asking what a good starter commander might be. They like some aggro and tokens. If you want something super powerful, there's like Anna Pakal works decent on a budget. But I also really liked Brigid. I found Brigid, which is kind of like a Gaia's Cradle in the command zone, is super fun. We got a Collecta. We got a Monsoon Mage. And they're rejuvenating, same as they did last game. I should probably go for the roll this turn. No, not you. Roll, other roll. But I have a better chance of hitting something for the Sapphire Collector here. Yep, that's fine. See what I draw. Vibrant Outburst. That'll work. Moxen acquired. And I guess I'll just plus since I don't have anything I'd be flashing back. Or not flashing back, anything that would cause me to draw cards. You can flash back. Finding the old gods. Do you kill Roll or the Sapphire Collector? They're hitting Roll. Don't worry, there's another one where that came from. This is so much like the last match. The Shuffler just wants us to do the same thing over and over and over again. It's a show of madness. Want that Sapphire Collector solo? Corvold's a fetchin'. And they're going to get a forest next turn. The last game they killed Lilah repeatedly. This time we haven't even given them the option. Ooh. Double prowess and haste. Now, recommending commanders to new players is hard because you don't always know what a new player is going to enjoy playing, or if they're going to be able to build a budget version of it, since oftentimes they're either not able or not willing to, like, put everything into it. And it can be hard to figure out, like, which parts are the most important to craft first. Ooh, Paradigm Shifter. I will give you 1 instance of haste and an extra instance of prowess, and I will iterate, and you're gonna get huge. Do I have enough islands? I do. Okay, so mapping the maze. Mystic Sanctuary. We're sitting, we're chilling, we're vibing. I should have actually mapping the maze just to bring them to 3 so I could kill them with the outburst. Yeah, and for somebody asking, well, why haven't you just made more budget Brawl videos? Because people don't watch them. I am hopefully going to be able to make some videos to help people figure out more of the how to make budget videos, because that would be, I think, information I can give you the tools so you can do it yourself. All right, so we got lethal. I'll just do it in their upkeep since we can. And I'm gonna do it the classy way. An outburst. And we either go Prismari Command or we can flash it back and do it again. Wait, no, got exiled. We just do it this then. Okay, 2 damage, please. Boop, boop. Dang, Lilah, you are huge. Yeah, don't shy away from crafting rare lands. They'll make your deck better. They're digging. Nice. Clive, Ifrit's Dominant. One of my absolute favorite commanders. I love playing Clive. He's mono red devotion. The more red pips you have in play, the more cards he can draw. Some Clives also have a discard synergy, and I don't. I just like playing Power Balance. It's my favorite card. Inspiring Easel, you might be my favorite card in this deck. This is going to let me turn a spell in my hand into a bigger spell, a spell that doubles, a very, very, very big spell. I'm going to do that for Temporal Manipulation, so when it casts, it takes 2 turns. Cool. I got a land here. I'm trying to decide if I want to use Expressive Iteration. I could technically tablet and Iteration, but that's not really what I want to be doing. I'm just gonna use my commander. Lilah. Yes, she dies to a bolt, but that's okay. I will incorporate more mana into the same Temporal Manipulation. Don't worry about it. Look at that mana value! Alright, so Clive takes a swing at Lilah with a chainsaw. And they play the Idol on a Great Revel. Definitely painful against the Storm side of this deck. Tablet? I wonder if this is my Clive deck. It could be. That wasn't a land, so we'll look for one. Do I want to just put 2 lands into hand or set up to maybe cast that? And another turn. Yeah. Into library. And this might land for turn. Even if I had another color, I wouldn't be able to play this since my mana could only have been spent on an instant or sorcery. A 9 mana, 3 extra turns. Pretty good rate. It's even better if I discard it and cast it for free. The Eidolon has a chainsaw. It sure does. I'm going to deal 2 damage to each of your creatures and draw 2 cards. Me, you. Yeah, mana! And they rev up those fryers. I actually do have 8 mana right now. I think if I just play this once, I think I win. Discarded Fury, killing Sinar, so I can't make any treasures, so I no longer have that Mox Amber mana. I cry every time. I want the Super Solver. How about Seething Song? Mo mana, mo problems. And something cheap for this turn. Make it rich. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Fear of missing out lets them discard and draw. They do have enough mana, by the way. They could have just thrown down Clive and been like, I want a new hand. But why do that when you can set up for more combat? Ooh, Urbrask. That is the, put stuff in exile to cast Urbrask. And it also means I do not draw for my turn. I instead... Doesn't matter. I got a land. Okay. I can just fire it off first. There we do it. I was thinking I could actually Seething Song and hit it, so it's another extra turn. 3 extra turns should be plenty. Right? Should be. Should. Keyword should. It's 3 extra turns. And I can use those extra turns to make more extra turns. Because the blue is a mistake of a color. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As you probably heard me talk about in the video, this is a weird deck for me because they changed the way that matchmaking works in Brawl, which meant I was able to focus entirely on Lilah's ability and not put in as much weird protective garbage as I usually would. There's no Force of Negation. There's no Force of Will. There's not a single counterspell left in this version of the deck. Because we didn't need it. I guess Prismari Charm kind of counts, or Is It Charm kind of counts, but not really. That's a bad counterspell. This deck is purely Lilah, and thanks to the matchmaking, which has been changed and then changed again, I was able to really show off what Lilah can do, and I'm really happy for that. I feel like it's gonna take a couple more iterations to get the matchmaking just right. I still had a 70+% win rate with this deck, which probably isn't super healthy for the format, considering that there wasn't much protection in here, but I'll still take it over having to build a deck where I can't do what the commander does because I have to focus on so many other things. It gives me room to run some jank like 1000-Year Storm, because what's better than casting a spell one time? You cast it as many times if you cast other spells in your turn. I think that Lilah is a cool commander, and as you probably saw, Inspiring Easel with this, insane. Like Illuminating Lash, so good. And all of the different new Prismari spells, like the ones that make more mana, are awesome with Lilah. So this deck went from a, Lilah, that's not very interesting, to, was it 2 years later, Lilah? That's pretty sweet. 3 years? Oh my god, has it been 3 years since Thunder Junction? I think it has been. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you'd like to suggest a commander for me to brew or revisit, including maybe a lower powered, kind of more focused commander that we just couldn't get to work before, let me know. I'll do my best to make it happen as long as I have time to make some recordings. So please let me know in the comments. And if you like this deck list, because it's really cool, let me know. Yes, did it just turn into like looping extra turns? Welcome to playing red and blue in Magic the Gathering. It's unfortunate. We should ban these two. Make me at least have like the self-exiling extra turn spells instead of these. Then I can take out some of the flashback stuff. It'd be smart. It'd be smart. Thank you all so much for watching and have a brawlful day.